we don't know anything. We're just monkeys trying to understand something. Come along with us and maybe we'll still know nothing. We're the honest honkies.
Welcome back to the Honest Honkies podcast.
Welcome back to the first time to me.
What are you talking about?
It's the first time for everything today.
What are you talking about, Shane?
First time I'm drinking this drink. That was a good slurp.
Man, I'm so tired.
Oh, you're tired.
Yeah, bro, I'm tired. What about it?
I don't know. It just kind of seems unfair that you don't have to sleep during the day and stay awake at night, you know?
So, explain your situation right now. How long have you been awake? It's now 3 p.m. How long have you been awake?
I was going to first ask, what situation are we talking
Quick
about?
math. What's your situation right now? What are you in?
Under 23 hours exactly.
23 hours exactly. So you woke up at 4
yesterday. Yeah.
All right, bro.
For all you know, that's almost a day.
The best content is when you're on no sleep.
As I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's a window where I'm really funny and a window where I have no energy. Hopefully we're in the funny window right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If you're not funny, no more pod time for you.
I'll just keep drinking. If
you have an hour.
I'll get funnier as this goes down.
Your stand-up slot is an hour right now.
Well, currently I'm sitting down, so I don't know how.
Say a joke.
Say a joke? Like, do you want like a stupid joke or do you want a funny joke?
Tell me to say that.
I can tell you a joke right now.
No, I don't want to know a joke. Oh, man. We're losing viewership as we speak.
I have a question.
What?
I was thinking about this on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
What? This is so stupid. What sports? What sports do you think are the hardest to play? Give me your top three.
Pickleball.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a homeschooled monkey swing a paddle better than you.
Pickleball might be the easiest sport ever.
Okay.
The hardest sport? The single hardest sport?
Yeah. Well, give me your top three. Give me your third one first.
Third?
Yeah, like the third hardest you think.
I don't even know the first yet.
The third hardest for me would be polo.
What even is that? You mean like on the horse?
Yeah, they swing some hammer and they're riding. It's a bunch of rich people that swing hammers at slaves or something.
This can't even be that hard.
Swinging at slaves?
Sure. Or horses.
Oh. Wait. PETA.
How can it be that hard? I mean,
actually,
if rich people are doing it, can it be that hard?
I don't know. I honestly don't even know what polo. I was just saying that. I don't know anything about polo.
I think water polo would be a little harder.
Water polo? Can you explain water polo in Fortnite terms to me?
I don't even know what water polo is. I just know it's in the water.
Is it just polo but with water?
Probably.
To me, it just looks like a bunch of white people attempting to play soccer in the pool.
I think first we have to define what sport is.
Well, cheerleading is clearly not in that.
Well, there's a difference between a sport and a game, right?
Yes. Do you think cheerleading is a game? Because every time any high school goes to a cheerleading competition, somehow they all come back state champs.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Did you ever sidetrack note?
I've heard that a sport is something that when you do it or when you play it, you can't like chew tobacco and do it at the same time.
So with that line of thinking,
baseball is not a sport.
No. Wait, are you saying you can't chew tobacco and play it? Or
no, if it's a game, you can chew tobacco and play it. But if it's a sport, you can't. It's like football, no way.
I'm pretty sure they outlawed chewing tobacco in MLB
I'm just saying. This is what I've heard. I'm not condoning it or anything. You know.
Yeah.
You know, at your own risk. But
I was full and ready to defend the logic that esports is a sport. Based upon that logic.
Absolutely not. Esports is not a sport, you guys.
Dude, come on.
No.
What's his nuts?
I will defend esports is not a sport till I die.
What's his Shroud? Shroud is a god at any game he puts his hands on.
Yeah, video game?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, continuing give me your third, for real, the third hardest sport you think.
I would say. Okay, hold on. This is actually a legitimate question. Would you say that WWE
Hitler
is a sport?
Well, why did I say that? No. WWE is on this. Well, Okay, I was gonna before I get into this argument. Have you heard of Savannah Bananas?
Oh yes.
So it's I was gonna
Banana
I
ball.
was gonna yeah I was gonna argue they play a sport. Like wrestling is a sport, but it's like the NFL. WWE is scripted.
The Savannah Bananas.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's entertainment.
It's not a sport. It's entertainment. WWE itself is entertainment. It's not a sport, but
All right.
wrestling is a sport.
All right. I know what my number one is for sure.
Okay, what's the number one hardest? And we can go from the hardest.
I'm
to
only
the-
doing one, dude. I can't
Okay.
think. Definitely bodybuilding.
But
It's got to be.
But-
Literally nothing else, I think.
But okay,
I mean, you
I guess I
you're
should have
literally-
clarified like team sport, but you
you're
know what?
living-
I'll take.
You're
I'll
living
take.
your
I'll take
sport
that.
every day,
Yeah.
which is insane.
I'll honestly. Well, I mean, if you want to put that out there, strongman too.
No.
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 Try telling that to Brian Shaw. See what he does. to you.
Bodybuilding.
All right, fine.
Dude,
bodybuilding.
you got to be so like disciplined with every single muscle in your body.
Yeah.
You're building muscle you don't even have. Just think about that. You're creating muscle that you don't have.
like every muscle.
Every single one, dude. You see C-Bum's calves?
Yeah.
He's got like 3 calves on each leg.
Pretty sure his calves are bigger than my waist.
Oh, for sure, bro. Like,
And we know how big my waist used to be.
yeah, it used to be
Chonker.
a bubble. That's for sure.
Bubble.
Used to call
Bubble
you
butt and bubble
Bubba.
guts. Bubble bubble.
No, you still have the bubble guts. That's for sure.
The bubble guts.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that's great.
yeah.
Okay, well, I can give you my 3 hardest.
Okay. What's your third?
Third is going to have to be... Shoot, I lost it.
Okay, what's your second?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball. Yes. Look, man. Look, if you're taking
Stop, dude.
taking a ball the size of an apple coming at you 99 miles an hour like a piss missile, you're done.
No.
You're done. And then you could swamp donkey it to left field. Now try to explain to me what the heck a swamp donkey means unless you ever played baseball before.
I mean, I have no words. That is not the hardest sport.
Dude, okay, fine. I'll let you bat against Nolan Ryan and see if you can get a dinger off.
Oh, dude, I'm not doing that. Somebody else who's better than me could, for sure.
So you're saying it takes skill?
Yeah, it's not the hardest.
No, it's for sure the hardest. Ask Shohei Ohtani how long he practiced till he got to where he's at.
Okay, let me ask
I
him.
mean, I get he's Japanese and it's kind of in his genes to be good at baseball, but
Ni hao.
pretty. Is
I
that
think
Chi-
that's Japanese.
that's
I don't know.
Chinese? I don't know. Wow, we just really became racist. All right,
First.
top hardest sport ever. You're gonna laugh at me, but I'll defend it. Hockey.
Okay, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, you have to skate, and you have to basically play. What's the equivalent of like hockey?
Soccer.
Sure, you have to play soccer with a rubber puck, okay,
Yeah, on ice.
and lacrosse, and wrestling, and boxing sometimes,
And football sometimes.
and football sometimes. It's a lot of sports in one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like hockey though; it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I never played it, but I'd like to learn. I don't know how to skate to save my life.
I feel like if we would just play hockey, we'd have to start with like street hockey, like like rollerblading.
Yeah, probably.
Because I can rollerblade in an oval.
Street hockey kind of seems, unpredictable with because you play with the ball, right?
You play like a wiffle ball, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I feel like on cement that could go anywhere,
Well, I mean, if you
not
suck,
heavy. I
if you
don't-
suck, my only thing is I factory reset to skating in an oval because skating rinks. So you just have to let me make a little tornado around you until I was ready to score, or I tired you out.
You a left turner or a right turner? Like you tornado left?
Which way's down?
Oh, I say left.
So right, yeah.
So
No, yeah, I turn left.
all right. That's interesting. I was thinking about this too, because the F1 season just started.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, do
Max
the F1 drivers on every track throughout the season, do
Mhm.
they always turn to the left? Are they always going left? He's going.
Pretty sure it depends on the track.
Does it depend on the track?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I don't know. That's just something I thought of.
Now, personally, back in my day, when I was racing with Ferrari, we always turned right no matter what.
You never took a left.
Left is for losers. Right is always right.
Yeah. I could see you in the driver's seat, just looking
Hey,
at
you know
your
Max
fingers.
Verstappen?
No, just that.
Good. Just yeah, I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, driving Dallas traffic is basically playing F1.
Yeah, Dallas Traffic Simulator could be easily top 3 hardest parts.
Okay, I don't know if you even know this story, but whenever I was in high school, I had just gotten my license, and
Hit a mailbox.
I don't think I ever hit it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't hit a mailbox.
You hit a mailbox.
No, I hit someone's little Prius.
Okay.
Some dumb lady. Emphasis on the dumb and lady. Actually, that's gonna get me in trouble.
She's dumb because you hit her.
There's a lot of things I can say
Moving on.
that I need to not.
What about it? What about it?
Anyway, I was dropping off some girl that I was in band with,
Mm-hmm.
and who I thought was hot, by the way, but in band terms, she was more like a solid 30. Why did I just admit that? But I was dropping her off, and we were on her driveway.
Okay.
And at the time, it was my truck, and this little Prius decides to park at the end of the driveway, like on the other side of the street. And the way the driveway was sloped, I couldn't see the car. Now, you gotta remember, I was new to driving, so
Yeah.
I didn't really check my mirrors, except for the rear view.
So you're the dumb one.
Yeah. So that's when they're just gunning it. And then all I hear is, and then I'm like, I better have been a trash can. It wasn't a trash can.
It was a dumb lady's Prius.
Yeah. A dumb lady who had a special child that was screaming at me.
A child was screaming at you.
And the lady. She was trying to restrain him. I think he wanted to bite me.
Oh. That's interesting.
That's not the story that I was getting at. What I was getting at was...
Hold on, we're gonna have to pause because our audio went out.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's a classic move. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. It's a classic Honest Honkies move. You know, the audio goes out. So you're talking about your Prius?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hit the Prius. This is not the story. It was
Is this like on your record technically?
not anymore. It's been 4 years since that happened, or more than that.
So it like erases after a couple
yeah, after
years?
4 years, it erases. You know that?
You being for real?
Yeah, I'm being for real.
No, you're
No, I'm being for real.
not. No way.
Yeah, yes, it's stuff erases after 4 years on your driving record.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So, like, well, that doesn't affect your insurance though.
Well, it did at the time.
Well, yeah, but it still would, right?
No,
Hmm.
scrubbed clean, scot free.
Well, I'm trying to remember all of the accidents you've been in.
Well,
You almost had 3.
if we're counting, it's 3 total. One of them, okay.
It's whenever you fell.
Only
off of-
2 I was driving.
Okay, you were in a stationary accident.
Yeah, I wasn't driving. I was in someone else's car as a passenger. I'll tell you that story. So we had just come back from digging a ditch in someone's yard to find a water line. That didn't go very well. So I was just already kind of mad. But anyway, we were in my buddy's truck. His name was Gertz. We called him Grits. So Grits is we're sitting there at a light. Well, not a light. We were in a turn lane, about to turn into like an apartment complex. And I'm sitting there just on my phone, and he has this bench seat truck, okay? So I'm in the middle, and I'm sitting there just on my phone, just looking down, and all of a sudden I hear like these tires screeching, and I'm like, oh, dude, what the heck? Like someone's like about to get in a wreck. Little did I know it was me. Next thing I know, I wake up, and the radio's in my lap. My
wake
phone's,
up?
yeah,
You got knocked out?
yeah,
No, you didn't.
did.
No, you didn't. That's cap.
Or at least blacked out for a second. I don't know. I just know that 1 second I heard tires, and the next second there was a radio in my lap.
That's a fun reward though. Was the music still playing?
No,
No.
my ears were ringing, and like the whole back windshield was smashed out.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad, but but funny story. So continuing along those lines, I had to go to the hospital because I had really bad whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, related to this story, this is shortly after I joined Tinder for the 4th time, and there.
Necessary information.
Yes, this is necessary for the story.
4th time's the charm, I guess, for Carter.
It really wasn't. So there'd been this girl I met off of it. she had mentioned to me she was a nurse. Yeah, at this hospital. Okay, and
you woke up and she was in your lap?
oh boy, no.
What happened?
She would have crushed me if that happened. Anyway, no.
What happened?
So I've forgotten that the hospital she said she worked at was at this particular hospital we went to, and so I go there, and this nurse comes in, and she's taking my blood, and this is back when we were still wearing masks, and so I look at her, she looks at me, and I'm like, oh no, I know her, and it was a girl,
Yeah.
and what's funny, it's not actually kind of funny, but she had ghosted me.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was opposite.
No, I'm not very good at that. So she's the one that ghosted me, and I was like, dang, I'm really having to sit here and get tended to by the girl that ghosted me. And I was like, I don't even know what I did wrong. Anyway, so I'm just staring at her. She's staring at me. She's like, I know you. I was like, I know you too. And she was like, oh gosh, I know where you're from. And I was like, yeah, you better.
You thought you were in a dream for sure.
Well, I wish.
You were in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, no. And anyway, she was like, yeah. She explained, and she's like, I don't know why I ghosted you, like whatever. She gave me the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
And then she was like, can you forgive me? I was like, yeah. And then this is where it gets funny. She asked me, she was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And in my head, I was like, I can give two scenarios out of this. I can tell her, yeah, I'm fine, or I can milk this for all it's worth and see if I can get like a kiss out of it.
You went with the second option.
I went with the second option. And I was like, oh, I'm just hurting. My back is killing me. Everything, like, man, I'm dying.
Yeah, my lips really hurt.
Man, you look like you got chapstick on your lips. I'm a little chapped. Can you, like, give me a little,
Bro, you know Carter and that ice accent.
We're not talking about the ice. But anyway, she was like, oh, she's like, do you need a hug? Like, you need, like, your back rubbed? I was like, yes.
Oh,
I
my
do.
goodness, dude.
Bro, she gave me a hug.
Yo, this is the start of something.
She started rolling. She started rubbing my back down, bro. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, whoa, I really just did that. Like, I just milked this out.
No kiss, though.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't that brave. And she was like, well, did the doctor tell you what he's going to do for you? I was like, yeah, he's going to put me on pain meds. And he told me not to drive for a week so you can come pick me up, I guess. She never came to pick me up.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's a nice try.
I got a massage out of it.
It's a nice try.
She just ghosted me again, so.
That's fine. I mean, yeah.
So anyway.
That's crazy that you went to the hospital. I didn't know that it was that.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I don't
things.
know.
Yeah.
You broke your back or something.
No, it was actually less worse than that. I just had really bad whiplash.
Oh.
Well, they gave me some like
Makes
powerful
sense.
drugs. They gave me like
Oh, yeah.
stuff to like numb the pain, and then what else did they give me? I don't know. All I know is that when I took it, I was in cloud 9.
Sure.
And that was also the same time that because of the drugs, I was really funny. And I'm pretty sure I confessed my love to someone I didn't even care about in front of her parents. That was cool.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Kaylee. Not Jeremy's Kaylee, because that's a different story.
Yo. If she's watching this and you're not, that's crazy.
She said she'd watch this if I was the guest on here.
Really?
Yep.
Well, maybe we get some more viewership because, you're not one.
Huh?
Have you seen any of our podcast episodes?
Next question.
Oh, he has a shirt on.
Yeah.
He's rocking the shirt, showing
By
the shirt. Look how good it looks. Look how good it makes him.
HonestHunkies.com. Actually, I don't know what the website is.
Yeah, it's in our description, definitely.
Look at the back.
Yeah.
I don't know, you can't see that.
Sweet.
How's the view?
Good. It's good. Okay, you can turn around.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is our feeling for Shane. Shane's in the Nether right now. He made it.
The Nether.
He got the 9 obsidian to make the Nether. He's in the Netherlands.
Where's he oh. Isn't that where like the short people live?
The Neanderthals?
I was thinking more along the lines like the Oompa Loompas.
Possibly. They could be short over there.
Do you think Augustus can swim over there?
They got the Netherlands Chocolate River.
Wait, that's for real a thing?
I don't know. Maybe. That's probably why he went, honestly. For the chocolate river.
Dude, okay. Real talk, though, the original Willy Wonka was actually a really creepy movie.
Okay.
And if you think about it, he
You
brought
mean like the original?
yeah, like the one from the 70s, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, straight up, like these children going to a chocolate factory. Mind you, one of them is dirt cheap poor. Okay, the rest of them, a bunch of spoiled brats. All right. So what better way to get rid of a bunch of spoiled brats than to lure them in with candy like a predator, and then kill them all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's a fat kid that like chocolate. So what do? You make a river out of chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
and he can't swim. You would have think he could have floated.
And if your last name is Goop, you kind of have to be fat. Like you have no choice.
You think he was just born with like type 2 diabetes
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, if your parents name you Goop,
I'm pretty sure-
Augustus?
Augustus Goop.
Augustus Goop.
Bro, his parents were just they wanted him to get roasted as a kid.
Yeah, dude, they hated him.
He was destined to sink, bro.
But he floated, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Oh no, that's a
Well,
different character.
in the updated one, I mean, in the newer one, he got sucked up a tube.
Did you watch the one with Timothy?
Is it the musical?
No, the one with Timothy Chalamet.
I'm pretty sure it was a musical, was it not?
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, what new one are you talking about?
The one with
That's
Johnny Depp.
technically the old one now, but
Well, that's the middle one. The old one is the creepy one.
yeah, Johnny Depp. I kind of remember that one more, but
Yeah.
I guess he
And
did
that
get
one, he
sucked
got
up a
his
tube.
Oompa Loompas from the jungle. I'm pretty sure it was slave labor.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, dude, that's like a.
They weren't even trying to
trope.
hide it. They were just like indigenous people that he was like, "You want coconut? Here you go."
Mm-hmm. Well, he was there to find chocolate, right? Cocoa beans.
I think so. And then he just ended up enslaving
Yeah,
a
you
whole
wanna-
group of people
Y'all trying
that,
to work for me forever?
that all look like clone
For no pay?
troopers. They were just the clones.
Yeah, for sure.
But the creepiest one though, Veruca. She's the
Veruca
one
Salt?
that she's the one that like turned purple like a big blueberry.
That's the one I was thinking of. I think she's the one who floated because she like got really big.
No, the one that floated was Charlie because he drank the soda that made him fly.
No,
Yes,
no, I'm talking about the one who turned blue.
she just bounced. I think.
Oh,
Like, they like rolled her out of the chocolate factory. Remember?
that's right. Yeah, she didn't float. I don't know what I'm talking about. So you didn't see Willy Wonka, but
No,
you
not
did
the
see
newest
Dune
one.
too.
I did. That's a great movie.
It's such a good movie.
Okay, but real talk though. Real talk. To me, okay, it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. But there were just some parts of it that I was like, why? Because, like, he'd be, so, like,
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy, dude.
Wow. Oh, well. But, like, they would just, like, there would be no explanation. Like, one second he'd be sitting there riding a sandworm, and the next he's like, I must go to the south. And they're like, why? He's like, because I must go to the south.
He saw visions.
I must have been seeing visions, too, when I was in there. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what made him want to go to the south. Well, actually, it was the Harkonnens were shooting missiles into their underground city or whatever.
The siege.
Yeah, the siege, and then
That's
he
what
was
it's
like,
called.
and then he got a vision of
Being the Southern Messiah.
yeah, and then he's like, I guess I gotta go now because he didn't want to go, you know. But then he went. I thought it was a super good movie.
It was a good movie.
I want to go see it again.
I do, too. You want to go together?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go. You buying?
Probably.
All right. Sandworm bucket.
Hmm?
Sandworm bucket. Hmm.
Extra butter?
Dude, me and Jackson went to go see it together, and we went to the AMC,
Mm-hmm.
which is the only theater chain that sold the buckets.
Wait, what?
Yeah, AMC does. And I was like,
where did I go?
and we were looking at each other like, who's gonna ask him? Like, who's gonna ask him for the bucket?
Hey, can I get a big bucket?
But
Hold
I
the
was-
popcorn, add the butter.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll ask, fine. And so I went up there, and granted, we were there for like the 6 p.m. showing. So and the day it came out, and the only showtimes before that were like 2 or 3 other showtimes.
Yeah.
And we get there, and I'm like, you know, I'm reluctantly. I said, y'all got the Dune bucket still?
Did you almost slip and say the other thing?
The look he gave me, bro. And he's like, let me go check in the back.
No.
And so
way.
he goes in the back, and like I guess he asked his manager or whatever. And he comes back, he's like, no, we're all sold out.
What?
Dude,
Is
they
that like-
sold out of the Dune bucket in like 3 showtimes. Dude, y'all
Y'all some
y'all
freaks.
getting that Dune bucket. I was getting it for the meme.
Y'all some freaks, bro.
Y'all some freaks.
Dude, you honestly, okay, let's be real here. You could just print your own Dune bucket in your 3D printer.
That'd be a hard print. Because Don't give me that one. It'd be a hard print because like the teeth on the worm, like it has
Yeah.
to be kind of like.
The flagella, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, it's just teeth.
I
But
get
it looks
I
like
don't know, dude.
flagella, bro.
That'd be a difficult print for sure.
Flagella. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Ooh. Like during the movie, I was kind of like, there was just so much to take in. I didn't
Dude, there was a
really
lot.
know what to think about afterwards.
That means you got to watch it again.
Yeah. And I just realized now that I talked about this last podcast, so I'm not going to try to talk about it longer. But my favorite part of the movie was definitely the sandworm riding.
Oh yeah,
That was such a cool scene.
like where he called it, and then he.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you ever think about the fact that the sandworms are just like Ubers for the Fremen?
Yeah. Yeah, slave Ubers.
Slave Ubers. Like
Yeah.
the worm could I don't even know. Just imagine you're a worm. You're just trying to sleep peacefully, and all you hear
Yeah.
is, you're like,
The worm's like, I don't like that. I don't like that sound.
Well, Martha, gotta go. Like, let me
Yeah, somebody's knocking. I got to.
somebody's knocking, and then Stilgar's just in the back. As written, as it is written.
Yeah, dude, I love the memes.
My favorite part of the movie was the Harkonnen arena. When you
That was
get
cool.
introduced to Mr. Fade Routha,
Mm-hmm.
a.k.a. Elvis, a.k.a. Austin Butler,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that it was... Okay, so do you know how they got that shot?
They shot it infrared.
Okay. Well, I just stole my material.
Yeah, I heard they shot. How do you say it? Denis
Villeneuve.
shot it in infrared
Denis.
because I guess the studio didn't want him to make
black
that scene
and white.
black and white.
Well, because he wouldn't have got the contrast and colors he wanted out of black and white, so infrared it was.
Yeah. So, but you can't revert infrared. Obviously, shooting in infrared, you can't revert that to color. So it's like,
Nope.
he was like, "Screw you, studios. I'm gonna do what I want."
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Is he like the new Christopher Nolan, you think?
He's getting up there. He's on par for sure.
Because, like, basically whenever Christopher Nolan comes up with a movie idea, the studio just writes him a blank check and says, do what you want. Because they know it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
Unless you're Tenet. Because that's too big brain for people to understand.
I thought it was a good movie.
I did too, but we're not everybody. So I thought it was a cool concept. Same reason that Dune's a cool concept. Well,
That's a good story.
yes, that's true. The other thing with the Dune stuff is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Now, I can get behind a good soundtrack.
Did you
Especially-
watch it in theater and IMAX?
I did.
Good, I did too.
It was majestic.
It was
It was like that Willem Dafoe meme where he's looking up and he's... You know what I'm talking about?
yes. Isn't that from like that Viking movie, The Northman?
From it was I know what you're talking about. I like that movie too.
The
It's
Northman?
good.
Is it not from that?
It's from The Northman. That's
Okay,
exactly
I
what it is.
figured
It
it
might
was.
be because Willem Dafoe was kind of a creepy little shaman dude in The Northman.
Yeah, he was very weird. in movie.
That was
I couldn't even get through it. It was too weird.
the movie.
Yeah,
The
I
ending
watched
was
like
good.
half of it, and I was like,
The ending was good, but I have to say the ending was kind of weird because they fought each other in a volcano,
okay,
like naked,
okay.
and
Man, I should have watched it.
yeah, it's
I
really
should've
weird.
watched that.
It was really weird because like you knew, like you know how like movie magic works, like where like people are naked but they only keep the camera shot like above like the waist. Well, they
Uh-huh.
got around this
I've heard about this. Yeah,
and they were fighting in the volcano,
yeah,
but the mist was like around their family jewels, but then everything else was just, I just really think it was an excuse to show how ripped the actors were.
probably.
Kind of like how they just filmed scenes of Henry Cavill in the bath as Geralt of Rivia just to show how ripped he was. But, I'm okay
Obviously,
with
They got
that.
to get the the sex appeal, but
Well,
I don't know how much sex appeal you
I
get
don't,
with a
I don't, I
Viking.
was about to say, I don't know how much appeal you need. It's literally Henry Cavill.
That's true. Handsome.
man-
It's a handsome man.
Yeah, more handsome than I. He literally, the hottest thing that man has ever done, and I'm a straight man through and through. In Mission Impossible, when he does the bicep reload,
Yeah, that just hits a certain part of the brain.
I imitate that in my dreams at night.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can totally see you doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. We've been talking about movies a lot on this podcast, so I think we need to move on from movies. People might not like it.
I mean,
I know. Did you? Speaking of movies, did you watch the State of the Union address at all?
I watched the
From Biden?
memes about it. I saw a Speaker of the House in the back rolling his eyes. That was great.
Mike Johnson back then.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, get the show on the road.
So yeah, before the day before I listen to the podcast every day, but the day before this guy was saying how, they've got to be shooting him up with like the strongest stuff, Joe Biden, to keep him awake.
Yeah.
And
whatever the opposite of melatonin is, that's what they're giving him. And it's not caffeine.
Anti-Melly.
Anti-belly, bro.
Yeah, so
Anti-Melly to the dome piece.
I didn't watch the State of the Union address either.
Dude, who cares?
I think it's a total waste of time.
Duh.
But it's the memes are funny.
I think the funniest part, and it's not really funny, it's just kind of a sad reflection of our country, is whenever I don't know which part he did it, but when Biden was getting close to ending his speech, he goes, in closing, and then everyone started cheering. They started cheering whenever that was going on. No,
Yeah.
the funniest part is when he gave free advertising to USC.
He did that?
Because, okay, so this is kind of a dark tone.
USC?
Yeah, the Trojans, because he goes,
Oh,
hear me
I know
out,
what
hear
you're
me
talking about.
out.
I thought you said UFC first. And then
I
realized-
probably did. I just didn't realize it. But
I know what you're
he
saying.
he said Lakin, like he's supposed to say Lakin Riley, but he said Lincoln Riley. And, oh, dude.
So I'll give some context. So this young lady, her name is Lakin Riley.
Rip.
Lakin. She was murdered by an illegal immigrant at the University of Georgia in Athens, Georgia,
Can't say illegal.
a couple weeks ago. And obviously everybody who's pro deportation is like, this is not good. He's illegal. He shouldn't be here. Why is he killing Americans? And so the right is pressuring Joe Biden into and his whole staff to be like, condemn illegal immigration. And so some nut was in the crowd wearing, a MAGA hat, looking crazy. And
Oh, yeah,
like,
she was. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure that
she was
was
the one who
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's who that was.
And I think she was one who was like, say her name or whatever. So she was screaming at
she
the
was
president.
kinda wild.
So she was screaming at Joe. And was like, say her name, we'll never forget.
Say my name,
And then
say
Joe
my name.
goes and does a Joe thing where he calls her Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley's the best head coach USC's ever had.
Yeah, so Lincoln Riley is the head coach at USC, whom I hate.
I just want to say that lakes too are wet. I like
What?
I'm just imitating Joe over here.
Oh.
I love sniffing small children.
Yeah, dude, it's that. Yeah, that was a crazy.
Okay,
crazy
but
event.
speaking of illegals, I saw this other clip from after the State of the Union address where he was getting interviewed by a reporter, and they're like, "What do you
On the
think?"
airstrip?
Yeah, they're like, "What do you think about illegal immigrants?" Or what do you think about calling them illegal immigrants? And he's like, I mean, I meant to say, I absolutely not. You know what? You're not supposed to be talking to me." And then he just walks away.
No, you know what he says.
What do you
So
think?
so at the State of the Union, he calls him an illegal,
Yeah,
which is
like a no-no for
everybody in the
Democrats.
Democratic Party was like, no,
They're
please
not-
don't.
they're not
You're supposed to say
illegal.
undocumented, And so he calls him that, and this reporter on the airstrip, I guess today or yesterday, called him out on it. He was like, "So what do you think about calling them illegals?" And he was trying to like cover it up, and he's like, but he goes. At the end of the question answer, he goes, "Well, technically they're illegal."
Yeah, and he's like, and he goes, but then he like tells her, "I'm not supposed to be answering," or like listening to you, or whatever. Okay, two things about Biden.
Such a joke.
One of my favorite quotes from Biden ever. This is the joking one. Is he goes, "If I could describe America in one word, it would be."
So
That's the stupidest thing. My other favorite.
Oh my word.
My favorite is he goes, if you try to, it's like something about like if you try to race with America, he goes, just know we create the finish line, or like something crazy like that. I butchered it. That's just my lack of sleep. Anyway, somebody will know it out there better than I do. So,
Man. Yeah, that's that happened yesterday? The State of the Union?
well,
No, happened Thursday.
for me that was yesterday
No, it's true.
because
You're
I
on a
haven't
different
slept since
timeline
then.
right now. Yeah.
As far as things go for me, when I wake up, on the day I wake up, it's still going to be that day until I fall asleep. So for me, it's still Thursday. It's still Friday because I woke up on Friday.
True.
So,
It's so weird to think about.
yeah.
So what quickly, tell the viewers what you do for work and why you're working night shift. First of all, are you forklift certified?
I am forklift certified.
Oh,
Don't you forget that.
all the single ladies, he's forklift certified.
Please don't come after me.
So what do you do? Tell me.
So I'm a training coordinator at a undisclosed wire company because said wire company sent an email to all employees that we are not allowed to mention their name in any form of media, including social media, unless we're part of the marketing team. So as far as they know, I work at a wire company.
Okay.
And said wire company, I work as a training coordinator, which basically means I coordinate training. So I make sure that you, say you were an employee coming to your first shift, I have to make sure that you have the right paperwork to run that machine. And I have to make sure you're getting the right training to run that machine. And if you're going to be forklift driver, I get to do your forklift test and
'Cause
train
you're
you on
certified,
forklift
right?
because I'm certified.
Okay, cool.
Total hours on a forklift? 3.
And you're certified? Is that all you need?
No. All you need to do is just take a class, okay? You take a class, then you take a driving test, and that's it.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I might do that just for fun,
Yeah.
just to have that flex. You know, that little flex in my back pocket.
It's really not a flex because it's really not that hard. It doesn't take a very smart person to do it.
So you
Oh, you want me to explain how I got on nights? Okay.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, so you train people
Yes and no.
because your title is
Training coordinator.
training coordinator.
Yes.
So you're not technically a trainer, but you coordinate the training.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Because, say I'm a new guy, a new hire.
Yep.
You said first shift.
So I'll give you.
I have no prior experience.
Okay, right?
You can do that.
What do you mean?
You can hire people with no prior experience to whatever machine.
I had no prior experience to this company.
Well, I
and
know,
still got hired.
but this is what I'm saying. You haven't had any prior experience with the company, but yet you're training people on it.
Correct. That's because I myself sat there for hours and watched how the machine works. Like each machine we have in the facility, I have a very simplistic understanding of how they work. So I'll give you an example. So you're a new guy. You come to night shift. Say you just come straight to night shift. Say you come to one of our plants, okay?
And I have no experience.
And you have no experience. So what I'll do is so basically, let's say you're in our armoring plant and you got hired to be an armoring operator.
Armoring.
Armoring.
Like I make some armor, like
So there's armored cable.
a diamond chest plate.
So there's armored wire cable, okay?
Okay.
So you've got your regular, copper covered in your PVC.
So you've got a
and
machine
nylon.
for this.
Yeah, we got tons of machines for this.
Okay.
And so all it does is it runs the insulated wire, so the stranded insulated wire.
I don't know if we need to get into specifics, but you just tell him how to use the machine or whatever.
So I give him what's called an SOP, so it's called Standard Operating Procedure. It's short-term jargon, which we write those. So in a sense, yes.
So you're telling him the SOP.
So I give him the SOP, and then I know all the guys on the floor, and I have a good relationship normally.
Guys and girls?
Yes.
Okay.
With the supervisor and the lead men and everyone else that's in leadership. And so I'll ask them, hey, who's your best armor operator and who do you think can teach the best? And so they'll tell me so-and-so can teach the best and is our best operator. So I'll stick the new guy with that guy and I'll say, hey, he's going to train you. He's going to help you understand how this works. Mm-hmm. And if you need anything else or you need a new trainer or you need help, you need more equipment, talk to me. I'll get him to train you. This is the guy you need to stick by. And then I leave it from there and I check with him every day.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
And then we have touch points. So basically, we do a review with them every 30, 60, and 90 days. And then after 90 days, they're out of our program, and I don't really need to deal with them anymore. But I still check on them.
So do they stay in the plant after 90 days, or they go somewhere else?
The plant you get hired in is the plant you're going to stay in.
But you don't worry about them.
Oh no! I mean, I still have to make sure.
So you must get a lot of new hires all the time if you have your job.
Our turnover is pretty high.
Why?
Because
y'all fire a lot of people.
Well, yes, we fire a good amount of people a lot. Because they just don't show up.
Sure.
They'll go for a while and they'll get a better job somewhere else, or they just don't care. I don't pretend to know why people do things that they do. Like some guys, like I'll give you an example. In one of our plants, they have a high turnover rate just because it's a hard job. They basically work on a foundry. So, the raw copper comes in, they melt it down, and they turn it into rod. And
Okay.
It's really hot in there. It's a really hard job. And I've so far had to do reviews for 3 guys. All 3 guys I've done reviews for literally have quit a week after I've done my review with them. And I told them, please stop giving me reviews in this plant because they keep quitting. But, I'll do the review with them. They'll be fine. And they'll be like, yeah, I like working here. It's a great place to work. And their supervisor is like, yeah, he's actually a really great employee. And they're like, yeah, I really like working here. And then a week they quit. And it's like, why? The answer is, I don't know. Or they get fired or they do, other stuff. And a lot of our turnover has to do with if an employee gets hurt or if they break a piece of property or they break a machine, then they have to get drug tested. And some of those guys, they don't want to get drug tested, so it's immediate termination.
Gotcha. Okay. So you kind of work in the trying to figure out like what.
So the department is learning and development, which is hand in
like
hand.
in general, is that would be considered a blue collar type of position, or like a blue collar job?
I would call it like a
workplace?
blue collar environment. I don't know if I necessarily do a blue collar job, more like a support role to a
But
blue
that's what I
collar
mean, like
job.
a workplace, a blue collar workplace.
It's very,
Okay.
very. I mean, half those guys are covered in copper mud 99% of the time,
Okay.
so it's pretty
So
sweaty.
this is a new type of guest we've had on the pod who works in that environment because nobody else has. So
Yeah.
is that what's morale kind of like there regarding like the state of everything going on right now?
Like in the world?
Sure,
Or just in
like
America?
economy.
Oh, they hate it, dude.
Do they?
They think it's stupid. Well, because to them, they've got their own myriad of problems. Most of them do. But it just adds to it by the fact that they literally have to live. Like, they get paid pretty good money, especially working on nights because they get a $2 differential. So whatever the base pay is, they add $2 to that because they're working nights.
Including you?
Huh?
Including you?
I'm salary, so no.
Oh, okay.
It's different.
Fair.
But anyway, for them, I'm trying to think of the words here. So for them, they go and they work. They do all this work, but most of it they have to pay into bills and to groceries because everything's so expensive right now. And so to them, it's like, why am I working all these hours just to get by when when it doesn't have to be like this, because and then on top of that, because the economy is so bad and because it's now an election year, the copper business and most businesses don't know how to spend money because they don't know how the economy is going to be after the election's over, whether it's going to be good or bad. And so no one's really buying or selling anything. So we don't have a lot of copper. And because we don't have a lot of copper to make product, we don't have a lot of product to run. So they cut everyone's hours.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
So that was another question I had. So like, how gas prices fluctuate depending on
Copper prices will fluctuate too.
Okay. That's
all
what
the
I was
time.
gonna ask. So it's kind of like that where if an election year, it's going to be the prices will be fluctuating a lot because you don't really know what's going to happen.
So people are not really going to buy and sell it, and it's kind of hard to get a hold of it.
Okay.
So like
Interesting.
right now, normally those guys are used to working 60 hours or 80 hours a week. Seriously.
Reef.
I'm not even kidding. Like these guys, they will flip a lid if they have to work less than 60 hours. And I don't know why, because I don't want to be there more than 40. but they just love working, I guess. Actually, they just love money.
I think it's a lot to do with like just they might just be bored, Like they have
Well,
no hobbies
most of them don't really have a life,
That's what I mean.
and they just kind of enjoy showing up to work
Because they don't have anything else to do.
else to do.
Yeah. And in their minds, or in minds of people who have that kind of life, it's like, why would I be doing
Well, most of them
nothing and not getting paid when I can
most
do
of them
some
have a
things?
terrible home life,
Yeah.
and so to get away from that is work. And so the more they can get away from that, the better they are.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And also, a lot of them owe money to their baby mamas, so that's kind of crazy
God.
too. I met one guy that had like 4 baby mamas. He's like, "Yeah, I'm paying child support for 4 different baby mamas." I'm like,
Word.
"Dude,
Do not
You think you got a problem?
do not get yourself in that situation, you guys.
Well,
That's
yeah,
not a
that's-
situation you
yeah.
want to be in.
Or you
Be
might end
smart.
up like him working night shift at a wire manufacturing plant
Yeah,
and making ends meet barely.
yeah, for real. Well, you didn't even go to school for that.
No.
You went to school to be a pericha.
Padrecito.
A pericha.
Yes.
So
I did.
you're we have something in common actually on that front.
What's that?
We're both teaching a class tomorrow.
Oh. I'm sorry for the people who have to hear my class.
So you, I mean, I had a couple questions for you about that. Is your, and I think I talked to Shane about this on the last pod, but
Okay.
what's your like structure to get an outline? Like, how do you go about that? Do you write it the day before, or do you like work on it throughout the week? Are you lazy? Is what I'm asking.
Well, it depends on my schedule for the week.
Uh-huh.
So, like, for example, this week,
You're busy.
yes, and I have about 2 sentences written
Okay, so you work on last minute.
for this week, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, last week, though, I worked on it piecemeal. So, like, I did, like, a
You did
couple,
You said a what last week?
I had, like, piecemeal it.
What is that?
So, like, I did a little bit at a time throughout the week, piecemeal. It just depends on the week, really.
Okay, so you don't have like a set like way to do it. It just depends on
Yeah, it depends on my mood
the flow.
and the timing of the week.
Yeah,
And then
we
as far as how I structure my outlines, it's more just
basic.
well, not basic. It's more because like what I'm using is I'm adapting material from a class I took on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of information. So I'm just taking the important parts
yeah.
of that information and putting it on the page. When in reality, I could do like, if they let me have free reign, I'm sure I could probably talk
Oh, you could talk.
for 3+ hours
Yeah, you could do that.
every week,
Yeah.
and still have more to talk about.
Sure.
But I only
Yeah,
have
that's
40 minutes.
that's something that Shane and I kind of like. I don't know if we agreed on it, but we kind of thought it was cheating. Like if you're making an outline on a lesson or whatever, and you do all of it like the night before, but kind of it'll help you remember it. It's more fresh in your mind if you
Yeah.
do that. But it also it's like you kind of like you feel like you're being
Did you really
lazy.
study? Yeah.
You're feeling like you're being lazy, but
Well,
the whole
here's-
week you have been thinking about it.
Here, yeah, well, there's my excuse is because I think about it, especially like 99% of my lessons is when I get the day I'm supposed to teach or preach it, I think about it every waking moment and up until that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pretty vague idea in my mind of what I want to say. I just need to find the right supporting structure to make that come across clear. And so I have kind of the direction in my brain. I just need to find the path to that, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I did that kind of this week. Like I piecemealed it, and
I taught you a new phrase.
yeah, I piecemealed it, but I was still thought about it throughout the whole week, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm still thinking about new ways to say something that I
Well,
haven't thought of.
And I don't.
Dude, I made me so mad last night. Right before I fell asleep, I thought
Yeah.
about something I could say,
There
and then
you
I
go.
woke up this morning knowing I had thought of something, but I forgot what it was.
Oh,
it's like
so like with me, so I don't stop adding stuff to it or thinking about what I'm gonna say or how I can better say it up until I'm literally up there saying it.
yeah,
So like if you ever get hold of any of my outlines, you'll see there's like writing all over. Like I type out all my outlines, and those are the ones that I print out for everybody to use.
yeah.
But if you look at my outline, I print myself my own copy, and it's just got writing all over it. Like, paragraphs and stuff on the side, or scripture references, or just different things on the side. Because it's like, well, this is what I want to say, or I need to make sure to remember to say this to bridge these 2 points together. It's just a million different things.
And when you're going through your outline, like in the moment, do you say everything that's on your paper?
Absolutely. Well, are you saying like, do I say, okay, so I get kind of what you're asking from that question, but are you, so there's 2 ways of looking at it. So you have an outline, like a true outline where it's not word for word what you're saying, and there's a script. So like, that's when you would say word for word. So
Yeah.
as far as I will get to every point on my outline, but will I sit there and give you like I'm reading off the page? No. Because
That's not what I'm asking.
never
I know the
mind.
difference of what you're saying, but
Okay.
I was asking, like, you said you write stuff on the sides or whatever.
Yeah, I say
Do you
everything.
say everything that you write down?
Well, it's generally like, so I'll give you like a point. So I'll have a point of reference about, say, some parable from like the book of Matthew. I'll say, remember to mention the parable of the lost coin from Matthew chapter 7. And so I'll be making my point, and I'll be like, this reminds me of the parable in Matthew chapter 7 where it's talking about the lost coin, and then I'll give the context of the passage, the summary of the passage, how it applies to what the point I'm trying to make, yada, yada, yada. But all I had to write down was
That's what
remember
you're
to say Matthew 7. So
Yeah.
yes and no to answer your question as far
Yeah.
as do I say exactly what's on the page.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, I wish I was better at writing outlines because I know how to write an outline.
Yeah.
Like, I know, the points and all that, but
Yeah.
I catch myself a lot when I'm writing my outlines that I'm writing a script, and I'm like, no, I don't need to do that.
It takes a lot of practice for sure.
Yeah.
And I have the luxury of having gone to school for it. So
Yeah, you got a lot of that brain meat up there, a lot of that knowledge and that.
a lot of the rough brain up here is stored.
Yeah. Those synapses firing left and right every day.
Nerve endings. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah. Well, that's it's exciting. How many more Sundays you got to do that for?
I've done 5 so far. I think.
You doing it in like quarter segments?
What do you mean?
Like there's every 3 months, like 3 months worth of Sundays.
Sure. I don't
You
know.
got a long ways to go. Then.
Yeah.
You're a third of the way done, basically.
Well, I've done 5 weeks already, and I got 1 more week on background information. Well, not background, but just
You're still doing the intro.
no. I'm past that. It's we're not like in the text itself, but we're giving.
You're not in the text itself of what you're talking about.
Well, yes and no.
Oh no.
So I'm talking about the Gospels, okay? I love how we went from Tinder to the Gospels, but anyway.
He's in the Gospels for the 4th time.
Yes. So we're doing a deep dive study into the Gospels. So the first week I kind of gave a general overview about the literature we were going to study. So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, kind of their overall themes, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went into where did I go from there? I went into
Acts, maybe.
the theme of the gospel, not the theme, the genre. So I talked about some literary features, like what's the genre, what defines genre, and then I delve into the 3 different points of genre, like what is genre, the gospel, yada yada yada. And then I did a week of I did 2 weeks of the historical context of the Gospels. So I delved into the ending of the Old Testament and then what happened in the 400 years between the Old Testament and the New Testament and what happened in that part of the world to shape the culture and society that Jesus was born into.
I see what you're saying. So you're not doing like an intro technically, but it's like
It's background information
yeah.
to help you better understand the text. So I did 2 weeks of that, and then this past week I finished up the religious setting. So who are the religious parties? Why are they the way that they are? Because that kind of goes hand in hand with the history. And then this week I'll be talking about this, the social setting. So kind of socially, what was it like? So how were families structured? What was considered a cultural priority? So like if I was to give you a modern example, in America, the culture priority is the American dream. So kind of, you get to own your own house, your own property, your own car, you have a nice job, you have a family, yada, yada, yada.
So this is totally off topic, but you just reminded me of something that I've actually thought about.
Oh, no. Okay.
The American dream, is that actually like something to aspire to? Because
I would say not anymore. It's not really possible anymore.
well, I say that because it's life, liberty, and then the last one I have a problem with.
Pursuit of happiness. Because that's a very vague.
Kind of, because, you're not really.
Because pursuit of happiness in itself is just subjective.
Yeah.
So it's kind of whatever makes me happy, I am legally allowed to pursue it.
Yes. And also, I have a problem with just, like, people always telling you to be happy. Like, do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, because that's a load of crap.
Mm-hmm. So that's interesting you brought that up. I thought about that.
Well, because, if you want to think along those lines logically, if I was a murderer and murdering made me happy, then technically speaking, that was my pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, well.
Which is...
obviously, the Founding Fathers weren't talking about that, but...
But, if you want to use the same logic... but
it's very vague. I will give it that. Yeah.
Anyway.
So... Yeah, we're almost hit an hour already.
That was an hour?
Time goes by pretty quick.
That didn't even feel like an hour.
I know you need to...
To be honest.
You need to go to bed. You need to get your beauty sleep.
Yeah, I need, a hard reset.
Hard reset.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Well, if they've been listening this far, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I sure haven't.
That's so true.
Hopefully they'll have me back for more, and we can have the whole gang here.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I doubt it.
We
'Cause it's probably snooze fest. Everyone's probably long gone.
Oh, I think we had a good conversation.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. We're both very tired, so it's...
Hopefully next time I'll be more funny and I'll have more sleep.
Well, once you have night shifts, you can come record at the unusual hour.
Yeah.
So
that'll be like a celebration, and I'll bring my own mic this next time.
You have your own mic like this?
If it has a hookup like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. You just have to get a cord for it, I'm sure.
Oh,
And like an audio cord.
we're on a very tight budget here at the Honest Honkies HQ.
Well, training coordinators make
That's
not a tight budget, so.
That's when you say, tell the viewers to go subscribe to our Patreon.
Look, viewers, I know that I'm not one of you. So I don't know if I can speak for you. But speaking as a man, somewhat of a man, I'm wearing their merch. And it is high quality.
Super high quality.
It's also a great gym pump cover, okay?
Yes.
Support them.
10% muscle increase when you wear the shirt.
Not true.
Well, Carter, look, he looks more buff than he's ever looked in that shirt. Look at that. Look at that. You can look like him. Actually, I don't know why I just said that.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, we've got some cool promos coming out.
Do we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
We got some stuff in the
Maybe I should start listening to
stuff.
hit the promos.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it here, I guess. Thank you once
Wow,
again.
that's a very sudden ending. You're not gonna say bye to your lovely viewers.
I was gonna thank you first.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Continue.
for being here.
You're welcome. I appreciate
I'm
the
excited for
invite.
Shane to be back, though.
Ouch.
Hey, we gotta honk out. Get a honk out.
Hey.
You have to honk. Honks out.
Huh.